Water trouble. Sir Topham Hatt has decided to install water troughs on the main line. This required most tender engines to be sent to the works to be fitted with water scoops. Most of them found the process to be annoying, but they soon found it to be a useful tool when running down their line. That night, Gordon was boasting at the sheds, as usual.
My statement on the status of tender engines hasn't changed.
Of course it hasn't, Thomas said. We come to the sheds and you start talking about how important you are.
You just don't see the big picture, little Thomas, Gordon retorted. The Fat Controller prioritizes the main line, and we important engines take pride in that.
I think working yourself to death is getting into your funnel. Maybe you need more of that groundwater. Gordon only snorted and went to sleep. The next day, Gordon was ready to go on his run with the express. The driver and fireman saw that his water was low.
We may have to fill you up, Gordon, said his driver. Oh, else you'll run dry on our trip. Nonsense, Gordon replied. I'm not letting anyone else take the express today. We can get more water on the way through the water troughs.
His driver and fireman wanted to disagree, but time was running short. The two reluctantly agreed and began their trip.
Express coming through, Gordon said.
As he ran down the main line, he continued to feel himself getting hotter and hotter.
Must keep going,
he wheezed and desperately puffed. Soon he came across one of the water troughs. The fireman released the water scoop as Gordon ran over the troughs.
This is better, he chanted to himself.
However, this led to the fireman forgetting to raise up the water scoop. He was too focused on shoveling coal into the fire. Meanwhile, Thomas was at a cattle station dropping off cows. He then heard Gordon's whistle from a distance. Looks like he's having fun, Thomas thought. Unfortunately for Thomas, he hadn't noticed the water trough on the track next to him. Before anyone realized, it all happened in an instant. Gordon was speeding down the line. There was no time to react as Gordon went over the water troughs. Water was overflowing and burst out of Gordon's tender. The cows mooed like the end of time was near. Thomas shut his eyes as water splashed all over him. Gordon was shocked, but he couldn't stop and continued on to the next station. Thomas found the whole situation amusing and only chuckled to himself. We'll see how important he feels after I tell the others about this. But Thomas wasn't the first to tell the tale. Once Gordon was at the station, the passengers in front were furious. They were drenched head to toe in water. I thought this was supposed to be a railway, not a water park, one of the passengers barked. Gordon was silent throughout the riot. By the time they settled down, he made his way back down the line, full of grief. Soon Gordon rolled back to the sheds. His crew had a serious discussion with Sir Topham Hatt regarding the incident. Gordon wasn't in trouble, but he wasn't freed from the engine's teasing. You know, if it makes you feel better, Thomas began, if you ever get tired of the express, you'd make a great fire engine.
I don't want to hear a single word from you, Gordon grumbled.
Oh, you just don't see the big picture, Gordon, Thomas said. As long as the water doesn't freeze up, you'd be perfect for putting out fires. The other engines laughed while Gordon rolled his eyes. He started to believe that water troughs are overrated.